Hey, what's up everybody? This is Pin and welcome back to the channel. On the left, it is the Dune HD Real Vision 4K Plus. On the right, it is the Zidoo Z9X Pro. Both of these media players I have featured on the channel. Definitely have been ramping up the videos as of late. And as promised, I will be delivering a comparison video, in my opinion, from my perspective, with my testing as of so far, up to the date of this video. Which media player should you invest in for the holiday season? Which of them should you be looking into? Every device have their pros and cons. Now, it is important to listen to the talking points, but it's also important to pay attention in terms of what's going on in the video, because it can give you some more insight as to why I'm relaying these talking points to you. Now, I purchased the Zidoo Z9X Pro first. Now, that is cheaper than the Dune HD Real Vision 4K Plus. It's going to be $50 cheaper. $250. The Dune is going to run you $300. Now, the Dune model that I have purchased, it happens to be comparable to the Zidoo Z9X Pro in terms of that beginner model, or sort of like not extremely high end, but going to point you in the right direction, going to get you to where you need to be. They're within similar price points is what I'm getting at. It's not too drastic of a difference, if that makes sense. So with my testing with this, first impression wise, I had the Zidoo first. First impressions that it was great. My main method of consuming the media for the first week was through an external hard drive, Western Digital. Same drive that you see here on the video. And both of these players have recently been using the external hard drive, only because I discontinued the network attached storage. So what's to do when it comes to the Dolby profiles, the HDR, the Dolby Vision, all that's on paper. All of that is up to snuff. Now, granted, it will depend on what type of equipment that you have and what is your process. Are you hooking something directly to your AVR, your soundbar, or are you connecting it directly to your television? I've ran into some weird performance issues, bugs, glitches, where sometimes it will play SDR and Dolby Vision, but it would not play HDR10. No, my TV doesn't support HDR10 Plus with the LG C2 OLED, but I was suspecting some sort of like fallback layer that it would automatically, go back and play the file as this is intended. It does that when it's plugged directly into the TV. However, when it comes to my Nakamichi external audio solution, it did experience some issues. It wasn't like that on the first week. So I don't know if it's more of a software issue, some sort of development thing that has to go on, but that was one of the things that was weird with the device. Now, I'm here to tell you that both of these are going to get you from point A to point Z. It just depends on what your preference are. You see in the video that I'm testing out the anime, it's the H.264 AVC. I'm showing that because I'm giving two different examples, one on the Dune and one on Zidoo. Both devices struggle when it comes to that particular codec within anime. And there's a comment on one of my previous Zidoo videos with me highlighting the H.264 AVC playback issue. And you're seeing it again while I'm live here. But the comment is from ANS40V2. And the viewer states, my Z9X Pro plays most of the H.264 videos of mine. I have your exact problem with specifically H.264 10-bit that are using high 10 profile, which are less common overall but more common in anime. So basically, the viewer went on to say that they converted the H.264 into a H.265. Using some re-encoding that was going on. And these Realtek based media players, in my testing and in my experience, they do work quite well with H.265. It is the issue specifically with anime with the H.264 in which they just struggle with. And that's not a Zidoo thing. That's a Zidoo and Dune. And it may just be a Realtek thing when it comes to these various other media players that's currently out on the market. Now, currently, you notice that I'm pausing the video that's showing some of the metadata that you would typically see when you have some of these higher end films. The video and the audio information per se. Now, the performance of this is on a 4 terabyte USB, it's a external hard drive, things like that, plugged directly into both devices. And some of the performance hiccups was more of just navigation errors. So my apologies on that aspect. And some of them were the actual video, where the video was stuttering or skipping or losing frames and things like that. And I believe it was due to the read and write speeds of the external drive, but the USB 3.0 read and write speeds is more than enough for the 4K Blu-ray rips that are currently available on the market. So I don't know what that's about. Once again, in my first week on the Zidoo, I did have those performance hiccups, and then after a while, I paused it, play. It played as normal, as if nothing occurred. So that may be another Realtek thing as well. Just saying, it happened both on the Dune and the Zidoo. Now, with the Dune in particular, on the latest beta firmware, it has a much more lovely interface than what you get on the stock firmware out of the box. It also comes with Android tvOS. You have the ability to watch your other streaming applications as well as watch the content from within your own media library via My Collection. Now, is it going to be as stable as a dedicated streaming device such as an Apple TV, Chromecast, Fire Stick, OnBox, things like that? I would say overall no, and it's going to depend on your testing and what applications that you're using. They just give the option. That's all I'm saying. You have the ability to quickly go in. It comes with the Google Play Store and Aptoy out of the box. You do not have to sideload any Play Stores onto this device. They got you covered in that aspect. On Zidoo side of things, it doesn't come with a Play Store or anything or Aptoy, but they do have a very simple method that's an application pre-installed to where it gives you a URL and it gives you a port, and you put that into a browser. You can easily upload any APK onto that device, of course based on your network, your internet speed and whatnot, and it's almost instantaneous in terms of the installation as well. And both devices can get you up and running. It's just that with Dune, it's going to come down to you getting familiar with that UI and you knowing where to go to set up your media library so that it can show. With Zidoo, it's literally very simple, point and shoot, point and click, and then it comes down to what other applications that you want and you figuring out where to get them and how to go about it. So at the end of the day, they both have their pros and cons. Performance wise, through my network attached storage. Both were pretty flawless when it came to the movies, live action TV shows. Of course, the anime were the same when it came specifically to H.264, but that's a codec that's just not common on these Realtek media players, and unfortunately, they do not have support fully for them. So the solution for that would be H.265, or if you're doing a literal RIP, ISO or BDMV, that could solve the playback issue as well, if you have the time to do that. So I just wanted to give an overall perspective of what's been going on, what I'm presenting to you, and you have to make the choice for you at the end of the day. Reportedly, based off of Dune's track record when it comes to the ISO and BDMV performance, it is stated that Dune has the best performance when it comes to those one-to-one rips. However, Zidoo is no slouch by any imagination as well. A large part of it, I would imagine, will come down to, well, the price, the performance, and the user interface. Simply put, Zidoo has a better user interface than the Dune currently. But the Dune has improved their interface significantly to the point where I had to highlight it on my channel because it was that much of a difference for me. That's just me personally. Zidoo does have the better UI. I believe the better performance when it comes to that raw playback, especially when we're talking about automatic frame rate switching. What the Dune does is, before the video even begins, it automatically gets you right to your content. With Zidoo, when you have that automated frame rate switching turned on, it's going to play it, go to a black screen, and then it's going to play the content once again. So it's just a matter of a few seconds that Dune has on the Zidoo. But once you get to your content, both devices does perform pretty well. You know, they're solid, if that makes sense. They're solid. And at this point in the video, you may be seeing a looping effect because I didn't record both devices for too long. But I just wanted to highlight this and ask the question. After talking about my experiences and my thoughts on both of these, you can be successful with a direct attached storage, or you can be successful with a network attached storage. Honestly, what are you more comfortable with? What are your goals, and what do you want to do? How much money do you want to spend? And which user interface do you like better? And I think you'll find your answer just by asking those simple questions to yourself. What's your budget? Check out the previous content on my channel. Look at the forums and others. What device makes more sense to you at this present time? So I happen to have both, so I can freely speak on both and provide this content to you upon request, things like that. And I think if you're a user interface like freak, you like simplicity, you just want to get in and get out, I'll go with Zidoo. If you like the ability to have more options, just more simplicity when it comes to not worrying about getting additional applications on a device, and you want a good interface with a nice base that can be improved upon with firmware updates, and you like Android TOS, then the Dune would be the device for you. However, it is $50 more. It is more money at the end of the day. So you'll have to make your decision just based off that. And also, if you see any weird camera effects or blooming in this, these are not real life one-to-one representations of how they look. That's just my camera doing the bloom effect for the video. All right. So until next time, Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comment section for this video. Peace out.